Once again, a reminder as we get going, please say your name and affiliation before you ask your question. And please direct your question by name to one of our student athletes or to Coach Few. And a reminder, no video to be taken inside the press conference room. You can download that off the NCAA Digital Media Hub once we are done. Gonzaga with the 82-78 win over Memphis. Joining us in the postgame press conference, student athletes Andrew Nembhard and Drew Timme, along with head coach Mark Few. Coach, congratulations, 7th straight Sweet 16. And we'll start with your opening comments, and we'll open it up for questions.
Well, wow, what a heck of a ball game, man. Both teams just competing their tails off, and it's probably as physical a game as we've been in all year. But, man, I'm just so proud, and I just love the fight and these guys up here and the rest of them in the locker room, because we had to dig very, very deep. But, the way we came out fighting in the second half, I thought was more who we are. And then we just did a great job down the stretch executing all our late game stuff, to get it done.
Start down here.
Schaefer Murray, Washington Sports Network. Drew, second straight game with a slow first half, 11 points to start the second half, 11 straight points. Had 20,000 fans in a frenzy. Just talk about what's going through your veins and your mind when you get in a zone like that. It's almost like you got a Timmy time switch you turn on.
Well, I would like to stop doing that. I got to do a better job of doing it in the first half as well, because that's not a recipe to go far, win a lot of games. But just a credit to, again, Coach, Andrew, and just everyone just believing in me and just continuing to push me and just keep having that confidence in me. And then it's just so easy to get shots off when you have a guy like him who really just controls the whole flow of the game. I mean, this dude, I think, didn't even come out the game one time, and he's getting picked up 94 feet. I mean, that's exhausting, and the amount of shape you have to be in to do that, control a game, and then ice the game with 2 free throws, I mean, it's crazy. It's a lot of emotions from that game still, for sure.
And, Coach, could you just talk about how the kind of team feeds off and how big that is for your team when you got a guy in a zone like that?
Yeah, hey, look, these two are our leaders. I mean, and it's their team, and in big games and big moments, and our backs were kind of, at least pressed against the wall at that point. I don't know how firmly, and they respond. I think we've all seen Drew go on rolls like that, and he's more than capable of doing that. I think sometimes he likes to feel his way into these games. But he's right. I mean, for Andrew to play 40 minutes of this game, I mean, he was just spectacular. I mean, I've watched multiple films on Memphis, and they turn teams over and really demoralize them with their pressure and their physicality. And, I mean, we end up with 7 turnovers. We played the game at our pace, and that's all him. And then for him to step up and hit those free throws when literally everybody else on our team was smoking them, I mean, yes, was probably the most impressive thing of the night, if you ask me. So,
Joe McHale with KHQ and SWX in Spokane. My question's for you, Andrew. Just you made some really big shots in the final couple minutes of that game to really light a spark for you guys. How much do you enjoy the pressure and being able to shine in moments like that?
I think I just want to step up for my team in those types of moments. I know they have ultra confidence in me. Coaching staff has ultimate confidence in me, so I just want to step up and make those type of plays for us.
Lindsay
Schnell, USA Today. Drew, can you give us the G-rated version of what was said at halftime? We heard your post-game speech was pretty funny because you told the truth about what was said.
Yeah, I tried my best not to. There's a lot of emotions. But I guess what I said was, no matter what happens, no matter what the score is, win or lose, this could very well be the last 20 minutes of basketball you ever play, and go out with no regrets. And as long as you put your all into something, you go down swinging, and you put your full and heart into something, then at the end of the day, you can live with the results. And that's what I told them. And I said, basically, I love this group. We've done it. We don't deserve this. We've worked so hard to get here. Let's not end this now, and let's just go out guns blazing. And yeah, a little hard to get the G-rated version, so sorry. Sorry, what? Something like that, yeah.
Mark, Brian Hamilton from The Athletic. I mean, you had a hard time just getting Drew the ball alone in the first half. What did you guys try to adjust? Maybe get him the ball a little earlier in the offense, or how did that?
To Drew, is that what you're talking
To
about?
Drew, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I think he would agree, that was a little bit of both. I don't know that he was as being as assertive and posting as hard or looking for it as much, and that's basically what we spent most of the half talking about was let's make sure we establish Drew and find him and see if we can run some stuff through him. Obviously, once these guys get a feel that it's going in there and he's delivering, and they're extremely high IQ basketball players, so they kept finding him in different spots and different actions. And he's best when he's in motion and on the move. He's not just a straight, seal you on the block, traditional post-up player. So we changed some of the actions, we put him in, and the guys did a great job with the adjustment.
Kate Rogerson from KZN Eugene in the back. This is for coach, players, whoever feels right to answer it. West Coast basketball is underrepresented in the NCAA tournament. 13 of the 68 teams that made the field are considered West Coast Western schools on a map. What does it mean to you to represent this kind of brand of basketball, whether it be from the WCC or just the entire Western region?
I'm going to let Andrew answer that. Otherwise, he'll sit up here and he won't say a word.
I think the West Coast is growing. I think the WCC is a super underrated conference. I think that San Francisco, St. Mary's showed that this tournament, and I think it's only growing and only getting better. So congrats to those 13 teams. It's probably going to be 20 next year.
And I mean, I would disagree with just how good we've been throughout this whole run. I mean, we've done a great job of representing the West, and I think there's less teams out here, but we've certainly done our part and pulled our weight.
Andy Dekoff, Portland Tribune. My question is for Coach Few. A tough test like this early on, how do you think that helps you going forward for the rest of the tournament?
These things, they're all tough in their own ways. That 116 is a real mental situation where you're trying not to play like this, because you don't want to be the one that gets upset by the 16. And from here on out, I mean, they're all tough. They're all physical. They're all great athletes or great defenses or great offenses or both. So, certainly you have to have ones like this, and then we've been in ones even tighter than this where you have to hit a shot at the buzzer to advance. And these guys are battle tested. These two have been through everything. I'm just ecstatic for them and this whole group that they get to go through this week. Last year we won. We went back to the hotel by ourselves and couldn't talk to anybody and sat in our ballroom by ourselves and played Scrabble after the game, I think, or something. So this is so cool that they get to enjoy it. They'll go home to a campus that's going to be going nuts, and really savor those memories, and then we get back to work. So I think that's the best thing for me through all this.
Lindsay Schnell, USA Today. Mark, over here. You have spent a lot of time talking over the last 20 years about good leadership within your program, and you've praised these two. So at halftime of a game like that, when you are, to use Drew's word, playing soft, do you go in there and are you screaming and yelling, or are they policing themselves at this point?
Those guys can probably answer that. I mean, I don't think I was screaming and yelling, but I was, somewhat mildly agitated that we just weren't, that we were playing soft. So that wasn't an original thought by Drew. That was probably put in his.
It was reiterated for sure.
But again, just imploring them that we're fine. The way we started the game, we need to get back to playing that way. And it was mostly on offense. Our offense, they had got up into us, and we kind of just were, run around on the three-point line, and we weren't really doing things with good thrust to the basket. So once we cleared that up, and we cleared up some of our defenses, coverages, and again, first half also, we missed so many free throws. It didn't need to be as bad as it was. So we talked about that too.
Andy Patton, Locked On Podcast Network. This question's for Coach Few. Bol Bolton has been so huge in the second half of a lot of close games this year. How important is having a guy with his veteran experience and his ability to take over games down the stretch on this team?
It's been great, and I want these guys to talk a little bit about him because, I just can't believe how easy he's assimilated with our group. And it's just been a seamless from literally day one. And he's given up parts of his game, but I think he's just so enjoyed being a part of this culture and, around these guys and around the staff and just, sometimes we've been, we try not to take it for granted, but I know he's really savoring winning basketball games. He won 2 games last year, and that's why he came here. He wanted to win. He wanted to win championships, and he wanted to play in big games like this on big stages, and he's just been awesome. But
yeah, he does so much for us on both sides of the ball. Fits in so well with our group. Kind of defers a little bit and just helps our team flow in such a way that helps us win. He's a winner at the highest level for sure.
This will be our last question.
Brenna Green, Creme 2. Mark, you mentioned the free throws, kind of one of the through lines through the last 2 games. Just, do you think it's just a coincidence, or what do you just think of that performance right now?
Total coincidence. It's not. We've shot thousands of them, and these guys have all had, better nights than they did at the free throw line. We didn't shoot them very well down here, but, I guess I just say, thank God we have Andrew. So.
Amen.
That's our time, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Congratulations, and best of luck in the Sweet 16. We'll have Memphis up here momentarily.